All right. Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to another round at the Groggy Donkey. I am Jacob. I'm the founder and editor-in-chief here at the Groggy Donkey, and I'm going to be the DM tonight. We're going to be continuing our Gatekeeper Chronicles, and I am joined by my lovely wife. Baby, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name's Kristen.
Thank you, my love. All right, so we are going to be introducing Kristen's character. And much in the way that we did for Morgan's character, Vega, we are going to be doing a solo session just for Kristen's character. The plan was, whenever we did Vega, we were supposed to have everyone here, but as I mentioned in that episode, we had some cancellations, plans got shifted around and changed, and then I had this crazy idea. You know what? Everybody gets a solo introduction, and then we'll all meet up and we'll continue the main story when we get to that point. And so that's where we are. So I'm going to go ahead and give you and our listeners a little bit of a recap of the setting. All right? So it takes place, our story, the Gatekeeper Chronicles, takes place in the same universe as the main campaign. All right? So that's going to be the Yebbish solar system. And the prime world, Yabalsh, that we have come to know and love so much, at a certain point in history, and of course this campaign setting is 10,000 years after the story with the Seeds of Magic, Ariak and Adino and Rooney and Grime and Bishop and all of that. This is 10,000 years after that. About 6,000 years ago from the present date of this campaign, the different countries and the different species on the planet, they branched out and they colonized other planets and making them their own. Some of them have very similar names as to what they were on the Prime World. Others have changed completely. There have been new developments for other species to grow as a society and as a species and to grow their cultures and things like that. And so we find ourselves in that timeline in this very science, hopefully gives you the feel of a 70s, 80s science fiction kind of TV show movie, all right? I'm trying not to rip off Star Wars or Battlestar Galactica, but if you can picture that, then hopefully you can kind of picture the imagery that I'm going for here. So, Kristen.
Yes.
You find yourself, your character, you are on the planet Vakelor, all right? And if you could, go ahead and give just a brief description of your character, and then your character is having a nightmare, okay? And I want you to describe in as much detail or as little detail, whatever it is that you think that he would be having a nightmare about.
My character, Obelnuk, he would be tossing and turning and tossing and turning, and then if you were to go into his mind and see his nightmare, it would start out very lovely. It would be him and his wife, Haraldith, just kind of running through a meadow like they used to do, sitting under their favorite tree, watching the sunset. And then he would just see this pair of black eyes. These two completely black eyes just staring at him from a distance with like a shadowy outline of a figure. And he would get up and take Haraldith's hand and they would run from the figure. But no matter how fast they ran, it would always catch up just with this mocking laugh. And then, almost like a Polaroid picture being burnt, the sides of his vision, the sides of his nightmare start to fray and start to crumble as if they're burning, and then he wakes up in a cold sweat.
That's a terrifying nightmare. I would hate that. Thank you. Now, what is Obelnuk? What is he?
Obelnuk is a furbolg.
Okay. So, in my universe, furbolgs are actually called drow. And we're going to have to do a quick little lore lesson here. The drow of the common fantasy and D&D universe are like the dark elves, the drow. They are a subspecies of elf. The drow of that universe in my universe are called moon elves, and then the drow in my universe are called are basically the equivalent of a furbolg. So for mechanical purposes, you are a furbolg, but when people would refer to your species, they're going to be referring to you as a drow.
Understood.
So for you and our listeners, hopefully it'll be a little confusing at first, but hopefully it'll all get clear towards the end of all of this, and it'll make sense. Okay. So, Obelnuk. You've had this nightmare, and these haunting images of your past. You know, you've seen your wife, and you've seen these just black, like a void, eyes that have followed you, and you wake up and you begin to start your day. Now, you have been on Vakelor for 141 years now at this point. And what have you been doing during this time?
Well, my main goal during this time was research and development of poisons. But on the side, I taught at a school, I went up kind of on my own adventure for a while, just collecting materials, finding different animals, different things that I could use for my poisons. So my main goal was to just keep researching and creating.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to have you do right now is you're in your house, and where would your house be located? I'm asking you a lot of questions here. I'm sorry. Would it be located far away from a town or a city?
As far away from a town as possible, to the point where I could still get there on foot, but it might take me a little while. Like, it might take me all day to get there. Okay.
So I'm going to say that...
Hidden and secluded.
Perfect. That's kind of how I imagine. And I imagine that your living situation, your dwelling, is very simple.
Yes.
It's camouflaged. It's hidden. Hard to find, but it offers you the space that you need to do your research, have all the commodities of life that you would need, the necessities, but might be void of some pleasures.
Yes.
So I'll say that you are a 1 day's journey away from the capital of Vakelor, Roderikstein. You've collected a bunch of data, and you've put it all into this book. If you could, right now, go ahead and roll me let's call it an investigation check.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and give you advantage on this because you've got notes, you kind of know what you're looking for, and you've got a specific goal in mind.
21.
Damn. Okay. Perfect. You find your notes and you see some very interesting things. Okay, you've taken some notes. You're studying poisons, and so there have been some toxins that have come up in some cases in the school that you used to teach at. Along your adventures, you've heard rumors of this venom, or actually, it's an oil that comes off of a type of frog. Well, what you believe to have come from this type of frog, okay? And the type of frog is Korenos teworik. And I've got it written right here for you if you need that. You've got the frog, okay? You've also been doing some studies into an alloy of metal, okay? And the name of the alloy is solardium. It is a blend of black silver and mithril. And you also have third thing here, is a plant. The plant is... I didn't name it. Just put there's a plant. Okay? You get to name this plant. So, I'm guessing at this point that your goal is to set out to find these materials to be able to do the experiments with them that you want to do.
Yes.
All right. Easy enough for you to do is to go around your house, grab a backpack, grab rations and water and any kind of.
He always has a go bag ready.
I figured that he did.
Yep.
So you grab your go bag. It's got your necessities that you need, and you set out. You've got a map, and this map. It's got, Roderickstand, it's a day's journey away. It's got where you live, your hovel. And then there is notated on this map a place called the Acid Wastes. The Acid Wastes is a 2-day journey from where you are at. All right? So you begin to make your trek through Vakelor. And Vakelor is... I'll go ahead and give you a little history about Vakelor and kind of describe what the planet looks like. You know that Vakelor, from your 141 years that you've been on the planet, is a very, very warish planet. There are different clans, and the clans are guided by... They breed mercenaries and they make pirates. I mean, they're a very... You hire Vakelorians to do the dirty work. They'll do anything, and it's all for the glory of war. They are heavy, heavy worshippers of Mahi, which is the goddess of war. And there are at least 4 major clans that you know of. All right, you've got the Storm Wolves, the Sky Lords, the Dustborn, and Nature's Wrath. Roderickstand is a neutral ground, kind of, but there's a huge, heavy Storm Wolf presence. All right, so you begin to make your trek through Vakelor, and it's a very gray planet. This is the easiest way to describe it. It's very gray. There's a lot of gray, craggy rocks and vast open stretches of just flat nothing but gray rock. There are some swampy jungles that do exist here, and in them are some dangerous criminals, dangerous animals, dangerous monsters. There's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of caves. There's a good cave system up underneath Vakelor. But you are beginning to make your trek. And where you're at near Roderickstand, it's green. But it very quickly becomes the wastes. And then turns into the acid wastes. So this is a 2-day trek. All right? So first thing I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you roll a survival check.
All right. 10.
All right. You begin your journey, and you've been going for a couple of hours. I need you to roll me a d4.
A d4?
Yep.
3.
All right. Fantastic. So, as you are walking, I would like for you to also roll me a perception check.
Uh-oh. Perception?
Yes, perception.
4.
Okay.
He's in his own world.
You're walking. You're thinking about this nightmare that you had last night. Maybe a little shaken. Perhaps after the almost a century and a half that you've been on Vakelor, maybe you've become a little complacent. despite knowing the dangers that are here. As you skid down this embankment into this depression, you hear a heavy clacking on the rocks and this chittering noise.
Okay.
It's kind of deep, and then it becomes a screech. You look to your left, and you see a Kruthic.
What would that be?
Well, a Kruthic is a very large...
that is nasty looking.
creature with 4 spiny legs, a chitinous shell, and this very large mouth, this maw that has like an unhinged jaw, just full of razor sharp teeth, and it's got these 2 eyes on it. There's like hair coming out of it. All right, and it has seen you. You did not see it. I'm going to need you to roll me initiative.
How close is this thing to me?
This thing is going to be 25 feet.
Okay.
So he's kind of close, but not too close.
13.
Okay, well, it rolled a natural 20.
Oh, damn it.
So it moves first, okay?
Oh, boy.
So it's going to close the distance. And it is going to make a multi-attack against you. And it's going to do it's going to do stab attacks with its claws, all right? So the first one is going to be an 18. What is your armor class?
Let me double check. Hold on. 16. So that hits.
Okay, so both of these attacks will hit you. All right, so it skitters across the ground really, really quickly. It gets right up to you, and it makes 2 quick attacks, like a jab, with its like spiked appendage, right? Just right into you, just wham, wham. For a total of 12 points of damage.
Okay.
And then it is going to... It's going to stay right where it's at, and it's going to just screech at you again. It does believe that it might have the upper hand here. So it is now your turn. What is it that you would like to do?
How tall is this thing?
It's medium. Its size is medium, so
because I'm 6'11". So, like, am I eye to eye with this thing, or am I shorter? Like, how shorter than it?
Give me 1 second. So they get about 4 feet long, is what my understanding is, and they get up to about 150 pounds. So, like I said, you're bigger than him, but this is a nasty creature.
Wow. Let's see. Obelnuk is... What am I going to do? Okay, first off, he is going to take his umbrella that he's holding.
Okay.
And he's just going to, like, open it in the thing's face, like whacking him.
All right.
So I'm going to do that first.
Are you attacking him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Natural 20 for 23.
All right. So yeah. So you whip your umbrella out and you jab it in the thing's face and open it at the same time.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah. So go ahead and roll your damage.
3.
So with a natural 20, you're going to roll the damage die twice. and then add your modifier. So it would be 2d4.
4.
Right.
4. But then Obelnuk is going to bonus action expeditious retreat.
Okay. Can you read me the verbiage on that? Will you take an opportunity attack?
You take the dash action, and until the spell ends, you can take that action again as a bonus action.
So you made an attack action. Do you have a second attack?
Oh, I don't know.
Because if you're trying to cast a spell is a full action, and then an attack, you would either get 2 attacks for that action, or a bonus action spell.
Oh, let me take a look. Hold on.
So, if you want to make your attack and then do expeditious retreat on your next turn, you can do that. Or if you would want to say, no, I don't want to take my attack, I'd rather expeditious retreat, then you can do that.
Okay. Well, then could I, as a bonus action, could I hidden step?
What does that do?
As a bonus action, you can magically turn invisible 2 times per long rest. This lasts until the start of your next turn or until you make a damage roll or force someone to make a saving throw.
Okay. So as a bonus action, you turn invisible. And are you still planning on moving?
Not away from him, but I'm gonna drop to the ground so I'm shorter than what he remembers me being.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just lay down on the ground.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
And I feel like he's thick enough that it wouldn't be movement wise. Does that make sense?
Well,
Would that still provoke an opportunity?
Well, if you're just laying down, no, because you haven't left his melee range.
Yeah.
So if you're still within his melee range and you are choosing to go prone, that'll be your movement. But yeah, no, we wouldn't proc an opportunity attack because you haven't moved outside of his.
Yeah.
His
So I'm
range.
invisible, and I am laying down.
All right. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Before we officially end your turn, I want you to go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Jesus. Okay, give me a minute. Let me get to my stealth. Uh, 18 plus 1, 19.
19? Mm-hmm. Okay. You see the Kruthic, it startled that it can no longer see you. It looks around, it then smells the air, and then is going to make 2 more attacks at you because it can smell you. For our listening audience, she is daggers in her eyes staring at me. All right, so it makes 2 more attacks. It smells you, and then it stabs down onto the ground where you are at. Now, technically, because you're prone, these would have been made at advantage, but I did not do that. Just because you did turn invisible. It did have to make a perception check. And you know what? A perception check technically could be considered an action, so what I'll do is I'll only take 1 attack roll against you. So it'll hit you once instead of twice. For 4 points of damage. So it takes the moment to sniff around. It finds you. It makes an attack. And, well, actually, because you're invisible, an attack would be made at disadvantage. But because it found you with sense, it would have been made at advantage. Because you're prone, it negates it. It's a straight roll.
Okay. I'm following.
So, you're laying down on the ground, you've gone invisible, you think that you've bamboozled this creature, but it smells you and it stabs down on the ground a couple of times, but it only hits you once. It is very upset, and it is going to it's going to move 20 feet back.
Away from me?
Away from you. You will get an opportunity attack against it, but you will have disadvantage because you are prone.
Right. Okay, so do I just roll?
If you want to expend your reaction to make an attack of opportunity, you can do so.
I'll do that.
Okay.
And then disadvantage?
Yep, it's a disadvantage.
I rolled the same exact thing twice.
Oh.
13, 14, 15, 16.
And 16 unfortunately does not hit. Its chitinous shell, you strike at it with your umbrella, and it just kind of binks off its shell, and you can't find a weak spot. So it manages to back up to 20 feet. It is now your turn. You were invisible. Actually, you are no longer invisible because you attacked it. Mm-hmm. But you are prone on the ground. It will take half of your movement to stand up.
Right.
And then you can do whatever it is that you want to do from there.
Okay. Is standing up considered an action, or is that just my movement?
That's part of your movement. So you'll use half of your movement to stand up, and you'll still have your action and bonus action, and the rest of your movement.
Okay, so I'm going to stand up.
Okay, so you stand up.
And I want to do Expeditious Retreat.
So you cast Expeditious Retreat.
Yeah, so that's the dash action.
Okay.
And then I can do it again as my bonus action.
Okay, so you've got 15 feet of movement left. Your full movement's 30.
Yeah.
So that's 45. Plus, if you do it again as a bonus action, you would get another 30 feet. So that's, 75 feet of movement?
Yes.
Okay, so you now have, if you're going to action dash and the bonus action dash, you now have 75 feet of movement that you can move.
Yes. Obelnuk is getting as far away from that thing as possible.
Okay, so to give you an idea, you came down into this depression, right? Mm-hmm. And you are, let's say, here. Okay, let's say this is the depression. I won't do all the topographical map shit. It looks like this. You slid down. You're here. The Kruthic was over here to your left, and it came over and then backed up 20 feet. Okay, so this is the Kruthic right here, and then this is you.
And that's the side I came down from?
This is the side you came down from, and you were headed in this direction.
Okay, what is this direction?
This way, it's, again, you're in these, there could be some jungly swamps over here, more craggy rocks, more flatlands of just these gray rocks, potentially more hazards. The way that you want to go, the acid wastes are, this direction. And so, and we'll call this... We'll call this northwest. So this is a northwest direction that you're headed. So I'll just put that right there. You could go around. That would be the long way. You're trying to take the most direct route to get there. It's a 2-day trip there and back. All right.
Obelnuk is gonna still head northwest, but kind of like doing like a whoop around him.
Okay, so
not passing directly by him, kind of going to the outskirts of as far as he can go without getting to that craggy area.
Okay. All right. My notebook now looks like a football play card. So, all right. So you're going to take 75 feet of movement. You're going to get, and you will get to the other side of this depression, but won't make it all the way out.
Yeah.
So... Yes, cool. All right.
Cool.
So that's your movement, action, and bonus action.
Yes.
Okay. The Kruthic, seeing that you have now scuttled away very quickly, is going to take 40 feet of movement to get within range of you, and then is going to make 2 spike attacks. Okay? It's got spikes that it can shoot out at you with a range of 20 feet. All right? So it gets within 20 feet of you.
He's a hoe.
He is. Both of these will hit you.
Yep.
You take a total of 10 points of damage. That has been his movement and his action. And that is what he is going to do on his turn. All right, so you watch him. He watches you run away, and he follows. He gives chase. And when he gets within 20 feet of you, he these spikes on his back, they like kind of bristle up, and then he flings them out at you, almost like from his abdomen, as if like a spider butt. You know, he like flings it out. He shoots it back up at you, and both of them pierce you. They hit you in your back, in your shoulders, on your right side. It is now your turn.
I'm going to start by casting Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay. Is that an action or bonus action? I believe that's a action.
Action.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Expeditious Retreat, is that a concentration spell?
Yes.
Okay. You are going to need to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
To maintain concentration. And let me double check what it is that the D will be.
You said Constitution saving?
Yep.
I rolled a 17, and my saving throw is a +4. So 21.
Yeah, that's going to be enough. That's going to be enough. I didn't find the answer that I was looking for, but I do know that is going to be enough. I believe that the DC starts at 8. And then it's, I think, plus half the damage that you took. I believe that's what it is. I'll double check that. But I do know that a 21 will succeed. So you successfully hold concentration on Expeditious Retreat. So you cast your spell of Cure Wounds on yourself. How many points of healing did you take?
I don't know. I haven't rolled it yet.
Oh.
Is it that one that I add?
Your modifier is going to be plus
that
3.
one. Okay.
Yeah. And it should say, it'll be 2d8 plus 3.
Oh, gotcha. Yep. Okay. 15.
15? Okay. Sweet. Alright, so you heal yourself up for 15 points of healing. You get 15 hit points back. And you still have your bonus action and your movement left.
Okay.
So if, in theory, you could still make it 60 feet.
Yeah. Obelnuk's just gonna try to run.
Obelnuk's gonna run?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just gonna keep running around.
So, I'm gonna give you a choice right here. Okay? You can either use 10 feet of your movement to get up the embankment. So you would only have 50 feet of movement. Or you can roll a dex check to make it up and still get that full 60. Like I said, I'll give you the choice. If you'd rather make a dex check, or if you want to expend 10 feet and make it 50. You know that you're going to make it 50, because if you fail your dex check, there is the possibility that, well, we don't know what could happen.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use the 10.
You can use the 10? Okay,
yeah.
So you make it 50 feet, and you were at the base of this depression, so you make it 50 feet out of the depression, all right? So, right now, I want you to go ahead and roll me a d4.
3.
Okay. It's going to take 3 rounds of movement for you to lose this guy. Okay? But, here's the thing. If you can't successfully shake him in 3 rounds, you will be in combat again. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and stay in initiative order.
Okay.
You've made it 50 feet.
Okay.
50 feet. He's going to dash. And he's going to make it 80 feet. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay? But I am going to make him roll a dex check to get up the embankment. All right?
Okay.
He technically has a climbing speed.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna make him roll a dex check, okay, to see if he makes it up the embankment. And I'm gonna set the DC at 12. Okay? So I'm gonna roll. And he fails. He failed his dex check. Okay, so you see the Kruthic, it tries to climb up the embankment, and it's can't find the right purchase. Some of the ground is kind of soft, and it shifts back down to the bottom and has to start up again. Okay, so he dashed, but only gets 40 feet of movement. Okay, so he's 10 feet behind you when he finally does get up the embankment. Actually, no, excuse me. He moved 20 to the bottom of the embankment, and then another 20. So he is 30 feet behind you. All right?
Okay, so he's 30 feet from me?
He is 30 feet from you right now.
Okay.
Okay? So, but you are booking it across craggy, rocky ground. All right?
Right.
So, you are going to be able to make your 90 feet of movement if you are movement, action dashing, and then bonus action dashing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You can make it 90 feet. But I'm going to need a dexterity check. A dexterity saving throw. Excuse me. Let's call this athletics. Just roll me an athletics.
Well, I don't know if what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
So he's 30 feet from me?
Currently 30 feet from you. Yes.
Have I done any damage to him?
You have.
What, like 4 points?
Yes. You have successfully done 4 points of damage to this Kruthic. He looks great. Like you barely scratched this creature.
Okay. What Obelnuk is going to do is he is going to use... He's going to reach into his bag.
Okay.
And he's going to pull out his... let me pull it back up. Hold on. His drow poison.
Okay.
Okay. And then what he's going to do is he's going to cast his cantrip magic stones.
Okay.
So he's going to pick up 3 pebbles.
Yep.
And he's going to imbue them with magic. And then he's going to rub them in the drow poison.
Okay.
So now they're full of this drow poison.
Does that take an action to do? It should be under drop poison. It'll tell you.
It didn't say.
It doesn't specify?
No,
okay.
It doesn't specify.
Then we're just going to call that a free action.
Okay. And then I can make a ranged spell attack by throwing the pebbles.
Okay.
And I can throw them up to 60 feet.
Can you throw all 3 of them at the same time? I don't see why not. Does it...
It says... You touch 1 to 3 pebbles and imbue them with magic. You or someone else can make a ranged spell attack with one of the pebbles by throwing it and hurling it with a sling. Or hurling it with a sling. If thrown, it has a range of 60 feet. If someone else attacks with the pebble, that attacker adds your spellcasting ability modifier. On a hit, the target takes bludgeoning damage. Hit or miss, the spell then ends on the stone.
Okay, and it specifies the bludgeoning damage?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and make 3 ranged spell attacks.
Okay.
And then on a
see
hit...
if they hit. That is... What's my modifier? Plus 5, so 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Hits.
Oh, I missed. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Hits.
And 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
It hits.
Nice, all 3 hit.
So all 3 of those hit. Beautiful. So you pick up these stones.
Okay.
You use your magic, this cantrip, to imbue them with magic, and then describe how that looks. How does this look when you make this ranged spell attack with these stones?
Okay, so Obelnuk is kind of pathetic a little bit. He is bigger. He is kind of bulkier just because of his race. But he's not very athletic, and he is not very coordinated.
Okay.
But somehow he managed to hit the thing.
Amazing.
So the poison that he rubbed these rocks in is kind of like a shimmery purple. It's a really dark purple. So now these stones are this really dark shimmery purple.
Okay.
And he kind of just like tries his best and hurls it as hard as he can. but he looks weird doing it.
Looks like a right-handed person throwing a stone left-handed?
Yes, but not as pathetic. Just slightly pathetic.
Okay.
And they all hit. Now, when they hit, the poison that he used, so it's typically only made by the drow, and it's only in a place far removed from sunlight.
Yep.
The creature is subjected to the poison. They must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or be poisoned for an hour.
Okay, so they're going to take poison damage?
Yes.
And then we'll roll the Constitution saving throw 3 times to see if he takes the poison condition.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll
roll my bludgeoning damage first?
Your bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Am I doing it first? Am I adding it all together?
Yeah. Add it all together.
Okay.
He doesn't have any resistances or immunities to any of these things, so...
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
That's just the bludgeoning damage.
Yes.
This thing is looking very hurt.
Good.
This thing is fucked up. You hurl 3 stones through the air very pathetically, but they manage to hit it in its eye, crush its face, and one like bounces off the ground and hits it on its underbelly where it's a little bit softer and just like really does some damage to the thing. This thing looks really hurt, all right? Mm-hmm. So what poison damage does it take? Because each stone will do poison damage.
So you have to succeed on a DC 13 Constitution saving throw or be poisoned for an hour. If the saving throw fails by 5 or more, the creature's also unconscious while poisoned in this way. The creature wakes up if it takes damage or if another creature shakes it.
Okay, so it doesn't deal poison damage inherently. It just gives you the poison condition. 3 Constitution saving throws.
Yep, and you have to beat 13.
So the first one fails.
Okay.
But it only failed by 2.
Okay.
And it needs to fail by 5 to fall asleep.
Yeah.
That one succeeds.
Okay.
So one of them fails, one of them succeeds. And then the other one fails, but it only fails by 1.
Okay.
So it is poisoned. All right. Mm-hmm. So with the poison condition, I'm going to go ahead and run this with the legacy rules of it has disadvantage.
Okay.
Just for this scenario, I'm not as super familiar with the 2024 changes that have been made, so I'm going to run it legacy.
Okay.
So it is now poisoned. You have poisoned this Kruthic. All right. Cool. That was your action.
Yes.
To do so.
Mm-hmm.
You still have movement and bonus action.
We're gonna try to run again.
Okay. So you can make it 60 feet.
Okay.
All right. So you hurl these stones. Fuck this Kruthic up. I mean, it's wobbling on its 4 legs. And then you turn around and book it, heading northwest.
Yes.
All right? You were trying to get to the acid wastes to do the research that you came out here to do in the first place, all right? You don't want this thing to slow you down. You didn't even want to get in combat in the first place. But here you are.
Stupid thing.
Okay. This was round 1 of 3. Okay? So we're going to enter round 2.
Okay.
It has a movement speed of 40 feet. Okay? And it is 30 feet away from you.
It was.
It was. It is now 90 feet away from you.
Okay.
So it's going to dash.
Okay.
But it is also going to make a dexterity saving throw to make it over the terrain.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
But it is going to do so with disadvantage.
Okay.
It succeeds.
Okay.
So it is now 10 feet away from you. Alright?
Yeah.
But it has used its action and its movement to get to you.
Okay.
Alright, so it is 10 feet away. What is it that you are going to do? This thing is...
relentless.
Relentless, but also really messed up. Okay? You have a chance here to kill it and be done with it completely. So you like I said, you've got the opportunity to end this thing here. You also still have a chance to get away. Still have concentration up on expeditious retreat. Actually, is magic stone a concentration spell?
No.
Well, it's a cantrip, so yeah, no, it's not. It just lasts for 1 minute. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So what are you gonna do? You gonna magic stone him again? You don't even need the poison at this point.
Well, Obelnuk really didn't want to even fight. He hates fighting.
Correct.
Absolutely hates it. So he didn't want to hurt this creature, but this creature keeps hurting him and will not leave him alone. So he's very torn on what he should do right now.
Make me a wisdom saving throw. Mm-hmm. Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
17.
Your head is silent.
Okay.
No voices in your head.
Well, that's a first. So, yeah, I guess... he's gonna try to stone him again.
Okay. So you pick up your 3 pebbles.
Yeah.
You imbue them with magic.
Yeah.
And you chuck them pathetically at this Kruthic. Go ahead and make me. Are you doing 3 stones?
Yeah. See if they hit. Oh shit.
Roll me 3 ranged spell attacks.
3 ranged spell attacks. Okay.
Yep.
That one does not hit. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
It hits.
And 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
That hits.
Okay, so 2 hit.
2 hit.
The other
All
one
right.
was 8.
Yeah. That does not hit.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll. You have a chance. Go ahead. Roll your 2d6.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
You cast these 2 stones. And these 3 stones. The first one goes wide. The last 2, they make impact. And you watch as the Kruthic wobbles on its legs and then falls to the ground, its mouth agape, and the light exits its eyes. You have killed this Kruthic. The wind blows dust across the expanse of this wasteland that you were in, and you are out of initiative.
I walk up to the creature and I pull out I don't know, I guess you would say like my little kit
Okay.
that I use to take samples from things.
Okay.
And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a little tube of saliva. I'm gonna get a little bit of skin, a little bit of blood, if it has blood. I don't know what it has.
Go ahead and roll me a survival check. Just actually, let's call it a dexterity check plus your proficiency modifier, your proficiency bonus. You're level 5, so your proficiency bonus should be 2. So D20 plus your dex modifier plus 2.
Where do I see my proficiency bonus?
Your proficiency bonus should be right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Couldn't remember what that's.
Just for future reference, I want
Yeah.
to know where to find it.
Yep.
Okay. 19.
19? Okay, easy enough. You are able to get the saliva, a tissue sample, a blood sample. Did you want to take any of its shell?
Yeah.
Alright, so you're able to carve off a piece of its shell. It's hard. You've got a knife. It's perfect for this. You do this all the time. So you're able to take these items and you can put them inside your pack, and at your convenience you can add them to your inventory. Just add a custom item and just put Kruthic blood, Kruthic saliva, Kruthic shell, whatever, all these pieces of the Kruthic that you took. and you can put them in your inventory and maybe possibly use them later. All right. So we're now out of initiative, and you can continue your journey northwest to the acid swamps.
So before I go there, I close its eyes, and I just tell it, "Thank you for your contribution to science."
So sweet.
And then I keep walking.
Okay. So you whisper sweet nothings to this crew thing.
Yes.
That didn't give a shit about you.
Yes.
But you kindly thank it, and you continue making your way northwest to the acid swamps.
Yes.
Or acid wastes, excuse me. You are able to make it there by the end of the day. The sun is setting, and it begins to get dark. It's time to set up camp. Right? You can continue to work through the night. You run the risk of other encounters with other creatures, probably other Kruthic. You know that that's a very common creature in this area. It would also make finding things a little bit harder, and you also run the risk of taking points or levels of exhaustion as well. So, are you going to set up camp, or are you going to try to work through the night?
No, we set up camp.
Okay. So, do you have like a tent that you set up? You find like a little crag outcropping?
I like to sleep in trees, if possible. If there are no trees, then I kind of make do.
At the acid wastes, there is a clump of there's a small clump of like this jungly swamp that I described earlier. Mm-hmm. So there are some trees. Fortunately for you, you do find some trees.
Do they look sturdy? I'm a big boy.
They look sturdy enough to be able to hold your weight.
Okay.
You could safely crawl up inside one of these trees and sleep, and you would be fine.
I do so.
I want you to go ahead and roll me just a d20. This is a pure luck check. All right?
Okay. 11.
Perfect. Okay. You get to the base of the tree, and you see something that catches your eye. It is a small green plant. It's got large leaves on it. These delicate flowers with these pink petals, and the pink gradually becomes red and then purple and then blue at the very edge. It's got this very woody stem, and go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
9.
A 9. Okay. Yeah, it's this beautiful flower. You think that it might be the flower that you're looking for. This plant that I told you at the very beginning that you were looking for?
Yeah.
You're pretty sure that this is it.
Well, even if it's not, I'm all about research, so I would pick it anyway.
Okay, you prick your finger
Okay.
on a clear thorn
Mm-hmm.
that's made of like a keratin substance on the woody stem.
Okay.
I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
With advantage.
With advantage. What is that? 22. 17. So 22.
All right. So with the 22, you have ingested many poisons up at this point in your life. You're 202 years old, and you have made a point in the past 141 to ingest many poisons. Right? You've tried them all.
176.
170. Well, at this point, it's only 172. Now you're up to 173. You have now ingested a new type of poison.
Nice.
And you feel it start to take the effect. What do these effects feel like to you? What kind of? I think I told you about this the other day. I wanted you to come up with some effects of poison. What happens? So you do feel the effects of it, but it's not long lasting. You don't take damage from it. You don't take the poison condition, but you do feel the effects as a new poison enters your body, and your body experiences it for the first time.
So,
Excuse me, your bodies experience it for the first time.
starts off as a tingling in the toes. You just kind of feel like your foot fell asleep. You know, that weird little tingling?
Oh, I hate that feeling.
Yeah, so it starts like that, and then that feeling slowly starts to work its way all through your body. So it goes up your legs, into your torso, down your arms, and then after it feels like your whole body is just like asleep and numb and vibrating, you start to lose the ability to talk.
Mm.
And you lose the ability to swallow properly. It starts affecting your throat.
Ooh.
So you can't swallow water. You can't swallow food. You can't talk. You can't move your tongue. And then, since your whole body feels tingly and numb, you can't tell when you're grabbing stuff. You can't lift your leg to take a step. So you're essentially frozen in place without the ability to swallow or talk.
Ooh. Okay, roll me a d12.
D12?
Yep. It's the one that looks like a soccer ball. There it is. Yep.
3.
3? Alright. This is going to last for 30 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So in that 30 minutes, right? Actually, the whole duration of this is 30 minutes, right? So for 30 minutes, it starts to feel... Now, are you staying where you're at in this time, or are you going to try to, oh, shit, I'm poisoned. Let me try to get to a place where I can, like, fight this in safety. Are you going to try to climb up the tree?
No.
You're just going to stay where you're at.
I'm going to try... Like, how close am I to the trees? Am I, like, out in an opening?
It was at the base of the tree. No, there's, like, shrubbery around, there's bushes, and...
Okay. I'm going to just try to, like, sit as best as I can in the bushes to try and be hidden a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm not just, like, standing there like, hey, look at me.
Because you don't know what's going to happen at this point. You just got...
Right. I just start feeling the tingling in my feet.
Okay.
But based off of all I know about poisons, I know it's not going to be good very quickly.
Okay.
So
you sit down at the base of this tree, so you don't puncture yourself again on these thorns. You find a safe spot. You grab some moss and some leaves and stuff like that. You cover yourself so that you're hidden, and you lay there and you let the effects of this poison take place. So you're laying there, and your toes start to go numb, and then you feel it creep up into your shins, and then your knees, and then your thighs. It's now affecting like your hips and your glutes, and then your abdomen. Your stomach kind of seizes a little bit because there's that weird numb. It's heavy, and then it works your way up your torso. Maybe your heart might start to palpitate a little bit, and then it hits your throat, and you can't swallow, you can't speak. You've no one to speak to, but maybe you test it out anyway, just because you've experimented with poisons before. Your hands have gone completely numb, it's worked your way up, you can't feel anything, and then you're paralyzed. And you sit there for 30 minutes paralyzed. I want you to roll me another wisdom saving throw.
14.
So what's that little voice inside your head gonna say to you at this point?
Pathetic.
Is that all he's gonna say?
That's all he's gonna say. Over and over and over.
So just this voice in your head repeatedly saying, pathetic.
You're pathetic.
Constantly. 30 minutes
Worthless.
is what you hear.
Pathetic.
Disappointment. Weak.
Over and over and over.
30 minutes.
For 30 minutes.
At the 30-minute mark, the poison fades. You still feel a little weak from it, but you've got your faculties back. You don't feel numb. Maybe you retch once or twice. Your body rejects the poison. You're finally able to get it up. Your throat's not paralyzed anymore. And you're sweating. You don't feel good, but you're alive. This is a poison that probably could have killed you. All right. But you've identified this plant that one of the things that you came out here looking for. You found it. Are you going to try to collect it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll for this. know what you're looking for now. Although it is dark outside, the sun is set, it is dark, but you are able to collect specimens of this plant and safely put them away in whatever containers it is that you've brought with you, and you can add that to your inventory.
Do furbolgs have dark vision? But now with my friend, does that ability get shared or only when my friend is present?
I'm going to actually say that your friend would be able to give you the ability to have dark vision. So you do have dark vision. That's actually a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. We can keep it as vague as that for now.
Okay.
If you would rather me explain to you more right now or later off mic, I can as to why that is. But yeah, you would have dark vision. I'm glad you brought that up. You do have dark vision because of your little friend.
Okay.
So what is it that you're going to do now?
Have I already collected the plant?
You've collected your sample. It's nighttime. You can go to bed. Whatever it is that you're going to do right now.
Gonna go to bed.
Okay. All right. So you go to bed.
He's had enough for the day.
You can go ahead and mark off a long rest. And you wake up the next morning covered in dew. You feel much better after your encounter yesterday with the Kruthic and your encounter with the poison plant. You have two things left that you were hoping to come here and find. You have mithril already in your supplies.
Okay.
But what you don't have is black silver.
Okay.
And you need to find this frog.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and have you roll a survival check to find the frog. So you begin walking through the acid wastes. It's this vast open stretch of nothing, kind of like the craggy rock and the flatlands of just gray rocks and depressions and like craters and stuff like that where you fought the Kruthic. But there are these pools of acid and these like burned trees and other just like dead, decayed looking plants and stuff like that.
I rolled a 16.
You rolled a 16. Okay, with a 16, you are able to find near one of the acid vats this little frog, about yay big, about the size of a $50.
Okay.
We dated ourselves right there. It's got black skin.
Okay.
And it's got these green stripes across its back, but its underbelly is a vibrant pink color. It has a very big like throat, and then it like sticks it up. And you are able to, roll me a dex check to try to catch. I'm gonna call it let's see. Yeah, we'll just call it a dex check. Unless you're proficient in like acrobatics or athletics. No, okay, just a straight dex check to try to catch this.
4.
Okay, with a 4, you go to slap something down over top of it to try to catch it, and it hops away. And you watch it dive into the acid vat. And then it comes up on the other side. And it begins hopping away. Are you going to try to chase this thing?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make me another dex check.
Better. Nat 20 for a 21.
All right, you see this thing swimming in the acid. It gets up on the other side. It begins to hop away. You dart to the other side. You jump and you slam your little vial or specimen jar down over top of it. You scoop it up and you catch this thing, and you are able to put that away inside of your thing. Okay, roll me a d4.
D4. 2.
It's been 2 hours of the day you spent finding and catching this frog.
Okay.
Okay. You are now looking for a black silver deposit. Black silver, not a super common mineral to find. Vakelor is known as kind of a hot spot to find it, though. So, go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Not very investigative. 7.
So, with a 7, you are down by the acid vats, and you'd find some deposits, like some like shadings, almost like panning for gold. Almost, you find those little tiny little fragments of gold. You find these tiny, itsy bitsy, teeny tiny fragments of like black silver, but it's not enough because you need to make an alloy with it to mix it with the mithril in order to create this caustic metal that if it was to, kind of like lead, you ingest lead into your system, it becomes toxic. You need black silver in order to mix with the mithril. So you need about a pound of it, right? But you don't find enough of that. But go ahead and roll me another investigation check, and I want you to roll this one with advantage.
$23.
All right, with the 23, you smell something. Now, this would technically be a perception check, but because you're investigating the area, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you as an investigation check. You're using your intelligence with this. You smell something, and it's coming off of the acid vat, and it makes you lightheaded. Something inside your brain clicks and says, I wonder if I could make some sort of gaseous, condensate or evaporate this acid into some sort of gas, and that could be poisonous as well, toxic. And so, are you going to collect an acid sample?
I want to. Not quite sure how I would go about doing that.
Well, you've got enough implements to be able to scoop some up.
I do? Okay.
You would have like the jars and stuff. You said you've got a go bag and you came out here specifically looking for samples.
Right.
So you would have the little jars that you would need in order to collect it.
Okay.
You do believe that what it is that you have will be able to withstand the acidity of this substance. But if you do want to scoop some up, you will need to make it a dex check. But I'll give it to you as a low DC. You'll have to royally fuck this one up to like fail and hurt yourself.
You said dex?
Yep.
Nat 20.
You expertly put your little vial in there. You scoop some up. You're able to get the excess that maybe dribbles down the edge of it off, so it's not on the outside. You cap it off. You seal it. You label it. You put it inside your pack. You know that it's safe. It's not going to spill, hurt you, and damage the rest of the shit that you've already got.
Nice.
Roll me a d4.
2.
It's been another 2 hours. So 4 hours of your day has been used up looking for all of this stuff.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Are you gonna start making your way back? Or you've still got the rest of the day, but...
Nah, I still want to try to find that black silver.
You're gonna try to find that black silver. Okay.
Yeah.
So...
It's now or never.
You move away from the acid vats, the acid wastes a little bit. You get kind of into the jungle a little bit. You start making your way around and looking. You're looking at your map, and you're trying to terrain associate and stuff like that. You're looking at the topography. And when I say map... All right, you've got like a data pad,
okay,
like a tablet of sorts, and it's got a map on it.
On it, yeah. Okay.
We don't have paper maps in the future. We have data pads.
Right.
So you've got your data pad up, and you're looking at all these different things. You've got satellite imagery and all that cool shit, right? And you see this one spot. Well, actually, no. Why don't you roll an investigation check?
Investigation?
Yep, an investigation check.
16.
Okay, you see this one spot on the map that looks like it might be what it is that you're looking for, and so you make your way to this cave. You go inside the cave. It's dark in there, but your little friend, gives you dark vision. And so you are able to see inside this cave. You look around and you find this rock that has this vein of this... It's almost as if somebody took onyx and spilled like glitter in it. And it's shiny, but or I should say it's iridescent, but it's dark. And you're able to mine it and collect this ore sample that you're looking for. You're able to get a pound of it, right? And I'm going to say that you finding this and collecting it, you're not a very strong person?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So, my race itself is strong, because we're considered large.
Right.
But out of my race, I'd be considered weak.
Okay, so by
like
drow standards, you would be considered kind of a weakling.
Yeah, but by
human standards, you might be average or even a little bit above average.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fair. All right. So yeah. So it takes you pretty much the rest of the day into the late afternoon in order to like find this and collect this ore sample. Are you going to bed down for the night and then head back the next day, or are you going to?
Yes.
Okay. So you bed down for the night. Find a tree.
If there is one.
You find a tree that's easy enough to do. You bed down for the night. And you can mark off a long rest. As you are approaching your home, I would like for you to go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oh, no.
And I want you to roll this with advantage. You're on home turf. You know your home. You know what it looks like. You know what it feels like. You know what it sounds like. What it smells like. Everything about your home. You know. You're coming out of this this craggy, rocky, gray wasteland. There's a little bit more trees. It's a little less swampy. It's more jungly. You rolled a nat 20, didn't you?
I did.
All right.
I rolled a 17 and then a 20.
Okay. So you're approaching your home, and you're a little ways off, but you sense that something's wrong. And
the fur on the back of my neck stands up.
Fur on the back of your neck stands up, and maybe that little voice inside your head maybe also is kind of clued into what's going on.
Just starts growling.
And yeah, there's a growl inside your head.
Yeah.
And fear, panic, hatred, anger, they all grip you. Mm-hmm. You duck behind a rock, and you watch as this land cruiser zooms past you and then stops right outside of where you live. Exiting this vehicle is 8 Zionogre Theocracy dragoons. These are the elites, all right? These are the big guys, right? They called in the special forces to come and get you. And with them, you see Zolander Kethkai, this Yanti officer. The last time you saw him, he was a lieutenant, but you notice he's got a little bit more chest candy. And he's got some shiny new ranks on his collar. He's been promoted, all right? And he's out there hissing orders at his men. Can't say barking orders. He's a snake-like creature, so he hisses at them. Find him! Find him! He must be here! He must be! Do not stop until you find Obelnuk! Why don't you roll me a perception check, too? Another perception check.
17.
He is sporting a scar across his face. One that you recognize.
Hell yeah, I do.
One that was given to him, not by you, but by your friend. Mm-hmm. What is it that you're going to do? It's evening time. Keep that in mind. Major Kethkai is out front with these 8 dragoons. It's evening time. You've spotted them. They don't know that you're there. What is it that you want to do?
Obelnuk is gonna mutter under his breath, and he's just gonna be like, how did they find me? I've been so careful for 141 years. 141 years. How did they find me? And then you just hear that little voice in his head goes,
Because you're stupid. You've been reckless. You made friends.
Okay.
Obelnuk is gonna say, shut up, I'm not talking to you. I need to run. I need to run. I need to hide. And he's gonna expeditious retreat.
Okay. How long does expeditious retreat last?
If I do concentration, up to 10 minutes.
Up to 10 minutes. Let me do some math real quick. So, in 1 minute of combat, okay, there are 10 turns. So, in 10 minutes, that's 100 turns. Okay? Times 90, that's how many feet that you can move, is a total of 9,000 feet. Okay? So, in theory, if you just straight book it for 10 minutes, you can make 9,000 feet of movement. Uninterrupted. Okay? That will get you a good way towards the capital, Roderikstan, or anywhere else that you want to go.
So, Obelnuk has a, I don't want to call it a ship, because it's not really a spaceship. It's kind of like a little pod that he can fly around in, if you will.
Only on the planet? It doesn't go in space?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's about, let's just say, 1,000 feet from where he lives. Not towards the capital, just hidden.
Okay.
Kind of out in the craggy areas, so it blends in with the rocks. No one can tell it's even there.
Okay.
So he's running for that.
All right.
Because that moves quicker than him.
It does. You can cover any distance a hell of a lot faster if you're in some sort of a ship.
Right.
So, all right. So you run the 1,000 feet away from your home towards this this land cruiser, or I'll call it like a skyship. It's not for space travel, but it's not a land cruiser like the one that the Zion Augur Kethkai's in. It's it's off the ground.
Right.
But this one actually can fly in the air, in the atmosphere. Okay, so you make it there. You're able to you get in, fire it up, and go. You take off, and you go. Now, when you take off, though, they're going to see this. You've gone up into the sky, and you're going in whatever direction that it is.
Do I have to go up high?
You will need to clear the trees. You could stay close to the tree line. I'm gonna roll a d20. I'm gonna roll it right here in front of you, and we're gonna say that on a 13 or lower, they don't see you, and on a 14 or higher, they do see you. That's a 4. They don't see you.
Cool.
So you are able to take off above the tree line, and you are able to go. Where are you going to go? Because you have a choice. You could stay here on Vakelor, or you could try to find passage to another planet.
For the time being, for the very short time being, he's going to stay on the planet. He's going to try to find passage elsewhere, but he needs to eventually go back to his house so he can get the stuff he needs. Now, he always keeps his most important stuff on him in his go bag at all times. So all his research and important documents are in his bag. So he has that with him, but he does have a bunch of samples and poisons and stuff that he does want to try and get. but he won't be reckless about it. So if he sees that he kept one of the goons there, one of the dragoons there, or whatever, he's not going to go in. He's not going to try to fight them. He'll just give up on it. But, because, I mean, he knows how to make all these poisons. He can recreate them easily.
And I'll say this, too. You've got a data pad. You could probably... You have your research notes with you.
Right. He has all the important
stuff. It's the
stuff.
samples that you want.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, he has spent 141 years.
It's his life's work.
Exactly. So he's not keen on abandoning it, but if it comes down to safety, he will.
I'm going to make you roll a history check.
Okay.
Or ask you to roll.
17.
With a 17, what you know of the Zionarder Theocracy, and specifically what you know of this Salvador Kethkai, your dwelling, your residence, having been found by him, it's compromised.
Yeah.
It's either he's going to burn it to the ground once he finds that you're not there, he's going to take everything that's in there, or he's going to leave someone there, or a little combination of all three.
Yeah.
You know
That's
that Kethkai's found you, and your home is compromised. If you've got all your research data on you, you've got your research data. Your samples are lost. You going back to find them or get them, retrieve them, you're going to have to fight. And you're going to be fighting 8 dragoons. In the future, it might be fewer, and Kethkai might not be there, but there's going to be a fight. Knowing your abilities, you know that you are going to be probably facing combat with these dragoons if you go back at any point.
Okay, so...
And again, that's assuming that they don't burn your place to the ground or
Right.
just confiscate everything that you've got.
That's true. So I'm going to go to the capital.
Roderick's
Yes. Now, when I get to the capital, I'm going to break concentration on my expeditious retreat.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Disguise Self.
Oh shit, I forgot you can do that.
Yeah. With my furball magic.
Okay. What are you trying to disguise yourself as? So as disguise self, you can pretty much make yourself look like whatever it is that you want to do.
Yeah, so I can change my clothing, my armor, my weapons, my belongings. I can look different. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you. So I'm going to seem 1 foot shorter.
Okay.
So I'm going to be 5'11" instead of 6'11". I'm going to chunky myself up because I'm a pretty slim athletic build, even though I'm not athletic in any way, shape, or form. But
Right.
I'm pretty fit.
Yeah.
Like I run, I do cardio, you know. So I'm gonna
all the expeditious retreats that you've been casting. You're a sprinter. You're a sprinter. Yeah.
So I'm gonna chunky myself up. I can't change. It says you can't change your body type, so you must adopt a form that has the same basic arrangement of limbs. So, like, I can't grow arms or legs.
You
or
couldn't
like
become
that.
like a Thri-Kreen or a centaur
exactly.
or something like that, but you could.
Otherwise, the extent of my illusion is up to me. So I'm going to.
Well, I'll let you know this right now. That the 3 common species or races that you find on Vakelor that you've encountered are Goliath, which are like a half-giant race. They've got like gray skin. They're very tall. They're very bulky. There are also Sithral, which in my world is the D&D equivalent of a tiefling. So kind of a devil-looking person with horns and a tail. And then humans.
Mm-hmm.
There's fewer humans on Vakelor, but they're mostly Goliath and Sithral, but there are humans as well.
So I'm going to try to make myself look like Sithral because I already have horns.
Okay.
So I would just have to create the illusion of a tail.
And that's easy enough to do.
Right. And then I'm going to make my clothes kind of inconspicuous. I mean, they're not going to be shiny, clean clothes, and they're not going to be rags. Like, it's just going to be...
You're trying to blend in.
Yes.
So on Vakelor, in order to blend in, your best bet is you want to adopt some sort of disguise that looks... Vakelor is my Mandalorian planet, right?
Okay.
So Boba Fett and the Mandalorians, how they've got the armor that they typically always wear with like a helmet. That's kind of the garb of Vakelor.
Perfect.
Right? So that's kind of what you would want to adopt, something like that. It would be half-plate-esque.
Okay.
In mechanical terms. For D&D mechanics.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a half plate. So you're adopting a half plate. What colors are you wanting to adopt? Now, I said this earlier, Stormwolves are the most common and the biggest clan.
Yes.
And their colors are a vibrant neon purple, kind of a lavender color, and they have like a checkered pattern. And then like a grayish brown color as like the base with like a purpley checkered pattern over top.
I don't know if I necessarily want to try to impersonate one of them.
Okay.
Because I feel like Obelnuk knows better. Because if he runs into them, someone's going to be like, who are you?
Right.
I've never seen you before.
Okay.
Like, what's your name? But at the same time, he still wants to try and blend in as best as he can, so he's not going to try to be a different one, because then it's going to be like, hey, we want to kill you.
I will say this, there are some civilians that don't dress like that. They have a different garb. You could disguise as that.
I would want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you disguise yourself, pretty plain garb, pretty common garb, nothing outlandish, ostentatious, nothing like too drab. You just look like an average person on Vakelor, not one of the clans, not one of the mercenaries of the pirates, but just an average, run-of-the-mill Sith Rawl Vakelorian. Okay. So you are in Roderic's-Stan, and Roderic's-Stan is a very well built up city. It's very beautiful. Skyscrapers. Well, I say skyscrapers. They're not like super, super tall. They don't spend their time building up. You go to Wargixera, and they have very tall buildings. These are tall buildings, but not super tall. They've got cities, but they spend their time warring. They spend their time doing mercenary stuff. So it's a little bit lower to the ground, and it's a dirtier city, if you will, than some of the other places in town. It's a very rough and tumble kind of place. But it's easy enough for you to navigate the streets. You've been here before. Where is it that you want to go?
I'm trying to go to, I guess you would call it like the docks.
Okay.
To try and get passage off the planet. Okay.
So, I'm going to go ahead and have you roll another history check.
Okay. 14, 15, 16, 17.
All right, with a 17.
I've been rolling a lot of 17s.
You've been rolling really well. You know that interplanetary travel, it requires you to have, kind of like how we have passports, you've got an identification booklet. And this identification booklet, it's what planet you're from, who you are, it's got all the important data that you would need. And it's a physical, like, paper document. It's a very interesting novelty thing, because it's not just like a data pad or like a little card. It's an actual paper booklet, like a passport. And the different planets you go to, it's like, okay, if you have to go to this planet, they might require you to have a certain seal or a stamp or something like that. And you might see some that have like little ribbons sticking out of them from different places. And it's just the different places require different things, but for the most part, it's a very standard document to have. You don't have one. You were never given this identification booklet, this passport. When you escaped the Theocracy, you didn't have one. The fact that you've managed to make it even to Vakelor in the first place without one is a marvel. But now to get off the planet, it's going to be tricky. Now, with the 17, you do know that Vakelorians, in a lot of ways, don't give a shit. So, pirates, mercenaries, no identification. Are they going to care? But you do need to be careful. Okay? So you make your way to the spaceport, right? The docking area for all of these different ships. And you see them. You see all the different ships lined up, and there's crews out there doing different things, and they're doing mechanical work, and they're refueling and resupplying and stuff like that. And off to one side, you see kind of like it almost looks like a street cafe. So it's this rounded building, and almost like up underneath an overhang of another building. It's kind of how it appears. And there's like a ship pretty close to it. There's a walkway. There's some little cafe tables on the outside of it, and then there's a glass, almost like a bay window, and then a door. And it's got a sign above it that just says the Stormwolf's Den. And it kind of looks like a dingy, like a pool bar, you know, like a pool hall. It's kind of got that appearance to it. So you see this Stormwolf's Den. What is it that you want to do? You've got the ships, and you've got crews, and then you've got the Stormwolf's Den.
So I start by just kind of walking around and trying to be as perceptive as possible. Trying to listen in on the crews, listen in on merchants or pirates or mercenaries or anybody I can to see where people are headed, time frames if they have them, any information I can delve from anybody around me.
Okay, so you pass by some crews. I'm gonna go ahead and have you roll a perception check.
Perception?
Yep, you're listening to the crews talk. You're listening to merchants. Maybe you do some eavesdropping outside of the Stormwolf's Den. 14. With a 14, you hear a couple of crews talking, and only a couple. What you're able to gather is you hear some that are talking about, oh, we just got in, and we're not going to be leaving for a couple of days. One's going to be in town for like a week or two. One's headed to Storkenfall. But, that it seems like they've got a pretty full ship. Things aren't really looking pretty hot.
Where's that place that you just said?
Storkenfall?
Uh-huh.
Storkenfall... I've got a notebook around here somewhere that has a map on it. Storkenfall is technically inside of the a ring of planets that are kind of on the outskirts of the solar system. It is, if you had to look at this map, it'd be south of you.
Okay.
It's several light years away. It's a pretty good distance away.
That sounds pretty good.
It does sound pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Are you planning on talking to these people?
Yeah.
So you walk up, and I shouldn't have put that notebook away. You walk up to this crew, and outside is a Sith Rawl, a Vakelorian, and she's a storm wolf. So she's got that grayish brown clothing armor mix with those purple checkered patterns that I mentioned, and the emblem of the storm wolf, which is looks like a lightning strike that turns into a wolf.
Okay.
It's a pretty dope symbol. And she's out there, and she's barking orders to her crew, and she's getting things taken care of, and she's having a conversation with a gentleman.
What does this gentleman look like?
He's a human. He's got very trimmed blonde hair, faded, like a military fade kind of deal. A little bit of a scruff. He's a well-built man, but still very thin at the same time. Medium height. He's not super tall, not super short. He's got that gray brown colored like jacket, but there's no purple check marks on there. He doesn't have the Stormwolf purple on there. And he sounds like he's got a very gruff voice, and he's smoking a very thin, like hand rolled cigar. And he's talking to this Sithral woman.
I'm gonna casually approach, but not interrupt their conversation. So I'm just gonna kind of wait until it looks like they're almost done talking.
Okay.
As to not interrupt, and then when they're pretty much done, I'll approach.
Okay, so you let the conversation continue, and then this gentleman, this human, he walks off and he walks into the Stormwolf's den. And then that leaves this Sithral woman standing there out front of the ship by herself.
I don't know, Obelnuk's kind of a scaredy cat. He doesn't trust anyone.
Roll me an insight check.
16.
With a 16, I'm gonna give you a freebie on this one too. This Sithral woman looks like kind of a hard ass. But you notice the eyes of the gentleman that walked away, the human, right? You made eye contact with him. And there was a certain roughness behind his eyes, but there was also an air of compassion behind his eyes. He seemed like a good soul.
I'm gonna follow him then.
Okay. So you ignore this Sithral Stormwolf as she's continuing to bark orders to her crew and doing what she does. And you make your way inside of the Stormwolf's den. So you enter the Stormwolf's den, and it's, black and white checkered floor, but the white's kind of yellowed a little bit with age. There's some dangly lights with like a green glass casing around it. Beer posters on the wall, neon signs. This looks like kind of a rough place, but also kind of could be fun, And it's pretty quiet inside. There's another crew of Vakelorians in there. These guys belong to the Dustborn, and they've got like a kind of an off-white color armor clothes deal, but their colorations is like a maroon red. Actually, I'd say it's more red than it is maroon, because maroon's kind of purpley. But it's a red color. And they're sitting off in the corner, and they're laughing and they're joking, but still kind of quietly, respectfully. There's another group in there, sitting off to one corner, and you see a half-elf woman with red hair and a blue jacket. You see a tall bugbear, also with like a blue sleeve, like a blue vest. A goblin with goggles on top of her head, and then a Goliath. And they're conversating off in the corner. And then you notice that human that you followed in here walks behind the bar. And he flicks the ash of his cigar into an ashtray, puts it back inside of his mouth, and then begins to start cleaning a glass, as every good bartender does.
Obelnuk is going to go up to the bartender. And he's going to approach him, and he's just going to kind of be like, what time of day is it?
I'd say it's probably afternoon, evening time for him.
Good afternoon. Do you, by chance, know of any crews looking for a scientist, a biochemist?
I don't know of any biochemists needed on any ships nearby, but I could definitely keep a lookout for you. What's your time frame?
Well, the sooner the better. I love adventure, but hopefully within the next couple days.
Well, I'll do what I can, and I'll take a look around. Keep my ear to the ground. In the meantime, what can I get you to drink?
Oh, nothing for me. Just maybe some water, if you have some.
Bartender, he leans on the bar and he goes, the most awkward thing for anybody who walks into a bar to see is a bartender just standing there, not doing anything, The most awkward thing for a bartender is when somebody comes in and orders water.
Well, I'd like to remain in control of all of my facets. I do not like not being in control of my emotions or feelings or actions.
Perhaps a bar's not the best place for you then.
Yes, you're right. You're very right. But normally crews like to sit inside bars on their times off. So that's why I was hoping. And plus bartenders, they hear a lot. You know, they know a lot. And so I figured you would be a well-knowledgeable man to come talk to.
Well, I appreciate the compliment. And he turns around and he grabs a glass and he fills it with water. And he sets it on there. It's got some ice cubes in it. He puts it on like a little napkin. And he goes, there's no charge for water. It's on a desert planet. It's not a commodity, you know. So, what brings you to Roderic's? We don't often get drow around here. Oh wait, no, you're not disguised as a drow. I forgot. You're fucking, you're a Sith Raw.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can he see?
Shit, I forgot. No, he cannot.
Whew, okay. Just had a mini heart attack for a second there.
No, I forgot. Yeah, so what brings you, what's taking you off planet?
Oh, I've lived here for quite a while. A very, very long time. And the adventurous side of me is looking for something new. I've researched all I can on the planet, and now I'm in search of new research opportunities and new materials to try and create more, more... What are you rolling?
I want you to roll me a deception check.
Okay. 6.
So, you're a criminal.
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. I
don't care.
I create poisons.
Oh, that's fascinating.
And I
Listen,
can sell them to people. But
word of advice. Don't share too much. He offers it out his hand.
I put a silver piece in it.
He puts the silver piece down and he offers out his hand again.
Obelnuk takes his hand.
When you shake his hand, it's a very firm grip. You've calloused hands. Calloused hands. Strix into shot.
Harold. Just Harold.
There you go. Stick with that. Listen, Harold. I've been doing what I do for quite a while now. Alright? Don't share too much information. You're clearly new at lying to people.
Keep that in mind. Thank you.
Are your paperwork in order?
No.
Okay. So here's what I suggest. I don't give a fuck if your paperwork's not in order.
You need to file your paperwork, Wazowski.
And there's several people here who don't also care. For instance, you see that crew over there? Redhead lass.
Yeah. The one in blue?
She's not from Vakelor. So, getting off planet, probably not going to be a problem.
Okay.
Just a suggestion.
Yes.
I don't know when that crew's leaving. I came in town a few days ago. But, if I were you, I'd start with off-worlders and not locals.
Thanks for the advice.
Anytime.
Keep that. And he points to the silver piece.
He looks at it.
Your time's more valuable than booze.
He grabs the silver piece. And, he walks over to a slot machine. He puts it in there. It rolls. It doesn't come up with anything good. Fuck. I should probably get that thing checked. It hasn't run any lucky numbers for the past 12 years. Oh well. Maybe that's just my luck. Hopefully yours is better. You should probably make a move before they get out of
yeah,
here.
yeah. Okay.
Harold, good luck
Thank you.
with your poisons.
Thank you.
God save us all.
Harold gets up and kind of like very awkwardly approaches this group of people because he doesn't know if he can trust them or not. He's not sure.
Okay, so you approach the table.
Yes.
The first person you hear is the goblin.
Okay.
I told you, every fucking time we go to this goddamn planet, there's some fucking tariff that they put on things. I can't believe it. Saren, you idiot, why? She's just going off about just nonsense, right? And the woman that she's talking to, Saren, is smiling. She understands. She's been working with this goblin for a very long time. She understands her antics, right? The goblin can be is a handful, right? But very boisterous, very loud, okay? The bugbear is trying to calm her down. Ranga, just stop for a second, okay? Just take it easy. We'll get it figured out, okay? Rilvac here, and then he looks at the Goliath, has got it handled. Just take it easy. Fine. And the goblin just like looks down and just starts drinking. What are you doing?
Can I tell that, like... Can I tell who's in charge of this group?
Roll an insight check.
10.
You can very clearly tell that the red-haired woman that was just referred to as Saren is in charge. It's very easy to pick that up.
Harold is gonna very meekly, like very shy, walk up to her and just, excuse me, ma'am.
Well, hey there, dear. What's going on?
Might I have an audience with you? And your crew, not just you alone. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable.
She gestures to an empty side of the booth that they're sitting at. There's a seat open. It's on the side. It's right next to the Goliath that was just called Rilvac. And then it goes Rilvac, Ranga, and then Saren, and then the bugbear. Okay. She gestures to that seat. Well, go ahead, have a seat.
Harold's gonna take the seat. Now, do they have any markings or insignias or anything that shows whether they're from the Republic, from the Theocracy, from anywhere that he would be able to discern?
So,
because he knows from the bartender that they're not from this planet, but
where are they from? Right.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
So you sit down, you notice the Rilvac, the character named Rilvac, the Goliath. She is this tall, imposing figure, very muscular. She is wearing Vakelorian colors from one of the houses. The house of actually the Skylords, which is like a yellow color. And Ranga is wearing like coveralls. She's kind of greasy. She's got thick boots on, fingerless gloves. She's got tools in her pockets and goggles on her head. Luca is just this tall bugbear, a vest, no shirt. He's got like greenish khaki colored pants and boots. Saren, she's got tattoos from her knuckles all the way up her arms. She's got like a blue leather jacket that's been pushed up at the sleeves, like a white crop top. She's got tattoos on her chest as well, and then like these brown leather pants. No markings. There are no markings of like the Republic, Theocracy. They seem to be just And they don't seem to be a part of the any of the Vakelorian clans either.
Okay.
They seem to be, just a group of free bodies. No fealty to anybody. That's what it appears.
Okay. So with that, Harold is gonna kind of look them over briefly, and just kind of be like, may I speak freely?
Well, honey, I'd hope you did.
Oh, thank you, thank you. So I am fairly shy, and I don't normally approach people like this. I'm just looking to travel around, to get off the planet, to see somewhere else. However, I don't really like all the politics and the craziness of the Republic and the Theocracy, and so I'm trying to find someone to travel with who isn't associated with any, and granted that you're not wearing any specific colors or insignias, I hoped that maybe you and your crew could be what I was looking for. I am a biochemist and a scientist. I'm very smart and could be very helpful, and I could pay you too.
Harold, it was?
Yes.
I personally don't have any need of a biochemist. My crew doesn't really run with too many scientists. Ranga aside, she's our mechanic. Yeah, we don't need any other mechanics on board. I've got this covered.
Oh,
Right, Ranga, it's all right. Just take it easy. But if you're looking for somewhere that's free of both the First Republic and the Theocracy, and whenever she says the Theocracy, Luca spits on the ground. I do have a place in mind, and I do know somebody that might be in need of a biochemist. I don't know for what, but he's a man of power. He's a man that does a lot of things, but he does a lot of things for the good of people.
That's exactly what I'm looking for. And you, sir, pointing at Luca.
The bugbear?
Yeah, pointing at Luca. I'm gonna go. You, sir, have very good taste in character and a very good sense of style. Theocracy, and then he spits. And then he goes, and continuing, what was your name?
I'm Serenity.
Serenity. Very nice to meet you. That's a beautiful name. Serenity.
Thank you.
This place you speak of, what is this place?
Orkixera.
I've heard of it. It's not too far from here, correct?
Well, I mean, in a manner of speaking, it's a distance.
Yeah. I guess it would be based off of one's own perception of distance and time.
Light speed and parsecs and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Do you have any need for biochemical weapons? I am very good with poisons. I'm not good mechanically at all, so your job is safe. I would never try to take that.
Rilvac speaks up. Poisons, you say? That could be interesting. I do always find a need for poisons in my line of work.
Yeah, and what is it that you do?
Well, if I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Oh, well, then never mind. Please, keep that to yourself.
Honey, if you're trying to get off Vakelor, lickety-split, then I say there's a ship in the docking bay. You can't miss it. We'll take you to it. You can travel with us, and we'll worry about the fee once we land.
Okay. That's great. Yes.
I'm gonna go make a call real quick to somebody, and then we'll be leaving in the morning.
Now, based off of that saying, can he tell if she has, like, devious intentions? Like, I'm gonna make a call? Like, does that sound ominous to him?
Roll an insight check. successful in that one.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So 2.
You believe her intentions to be just she's gonna go call somebody.
You're perfect. Okay.
I mean, there's nothing to it more than that. She said she's gonna call somebody. You wanted to know maybe possibly if she was gonna try to call the Theocracy or some you don't know. You don't know. But so yeah, you can't say. But yeah. So she steps away from the table. She steps outside. She grabs a communication device, and she's on the phone for a few minutes. She comes back inside. She looks at the bartender, and she says, "Hey, Strick, can we get another round before we head out? We gotta get the ship underway. We'll be leaving in the morning. I'll close up my tab." And the bartender, he starts filling up some glasses. He goes, "Yeah, sure thing, Saren." And he comes back over, he drops the drinks off. She hands him a platinum piece. And you keep the change. I plan on doing that. And then, I messed up his accent too. And then he walks away. And he goes back behind the bar and he continues doing what he's doing. So they finish their drinks and then they pack up and they're going to get ready to go. Are you following them?
Yes.
Okay, so they make their way down through the docking bays. They get to the where their ship is, and their ship is this. It's a decent sized star cruiser. It's got kind of an ovular, bulbous like hull with the base that's angular, almost like a V shape, and the landing like the ramp is down, and it's at the opening of that V shape. So you go up inside. Saren shows you to your quarters wherever you can stay. It's a small like little cubicle. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing big. There's a little like common area. There's the bridge. There's the cargo bay. You get in there and you end up taking off the next morning for Wargixera. You land on Wargixera a couple of days later, and when you enter the airspace of Wargixera, you are coming into the airspace of the capital, New Liran. And when you arrive, there are, a group of 8 royal ships that come out to meet you, and they escort you to a private docking bay. You land at that docking bay, you disembark the ship, and you enter the palace. It's very clearly the palace just by the way it's built, the central location within the city, the architecture, the servants, the guards. Like this is the palace of the Archduke. Saren leads you down through the hallways. Guards stand at attention when she passes by. Servants scuttle out of the way real quick and bow their heads. And she walks right up to what looks like these large oak doors. And she doesn't even stop to knock. She just opens the doors, walks inside. And inside is a tall, elven man with a very broad chest. I described him as like a Dorito shape, very broad, narrow waist. And he's got long hair and a very square jawline. And he's sitting behind a desk, and he looks up and... Saren! I'm surprised to see you. Come on in here. Just take a seat. Who have you got with you? Hey, Thor, it's good to see you again. I want you to meet an acquaintance of mine. His name's Harold. He's a biochemist. I kind of figured that maybe his line of work might be of use to you. Figured maybe you could employ him. Aethor walks up to you, and he's wearing very royal vestments. He's got badges on his chest, and he offers out his hand to shake yours. Do you shake his hand?
Yes.
Okay. You shake his hand. He's got large hands, but they're soft. You can tell that this is not a rough person. And he goes, I'm Aethor Falcox, Archduke of Wargixera. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And if you are in fact a biochemist, I think that it would behoove of me to employ your services.
May I speak bluntly, sir?
Absolutely.
Are you involved with either the Republic or the Theocracy?
He smiles, he laughs, a very refined chuckle. The Republic has been trying to get me to join them for a number of years now, and I've been telling them no. It just doesn't seem to strike my fancy as anything that would benefit my people. As for the Theocracy, they're just a bunch of thugs. I think that they need to be put in their place at some point.
Good. Yes.
I hope to avoid conflict with both of them.
Yes.
And I don't know what I'd do to avoid conflict, but hopefully it doesn't come to war. But I do aim to stay independent of both of those entities.
That's good. Yes.
Why do you ask?
Because they're speaking bluntly, sir, they are both garbage.
He chuckles again. I agree with that. They are.
Yes, and I am, for lack of a better term, in hiding from the Theocracy.
Aethor seems to weigh those words for a moment. Interesting. Well, I'm guessing that you have had dealings with the Theocracy in the past?
Yes. And since you were so honest with me, I do need to be honest with you, right from the start. And he's going to drop his disguise self. Because he re-upped it before they got off the ship, like when he was alone. He dropped it, but then he put it back up. He's going to drop disguise self, and he's going to show his true form now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aethor does not seem fazed by this. In fact, he looks over at Rilvac, who has also entered the room with you. And he looks at Rilvac, and he goes, well, it looks like we got another one that can disguise themselves pretty good, don't you think? Rilvac chuckles, and then drops her true form. And goes back to this small, petite, half-elf woman with short, brown, mousy hair. And she's wearing like a red jacket of sorts. And she goes, I had a feeling, but I wasn't 100% sure. There's just, you kind of know sometimes. But anyway, Your Majesty, I'm going to duck out and do what I got to do. I'll come back to debrief you later, okay? And then she bows and then she leaves the room.
Oh, wow. I haven't been able to meet others that do that as well. I've been alone for a while.
Maxine's a special case. She's one of our favorite. But you make your... Look, I'm going to... He calls to one of the servants. He goes, I want you to show Harold here a good room. And that's going to be his room. And I want you to make sure you set him up an office space as well within the palace that he can do his research.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
We'll talk more logistics tomorrow, right? You get some rest. I'm sure you've got, some jet lag, if you will, from travel. So let you get rested, and we'll talk more logistics tomorrow. All right?
Okay. Thank you, Your Majesty. And Harold does like a quick, awkward bow.
All right. Saren, can I speak with you in private for a moment? Absolutely, big bro. And she walks over. She takes a seat.
Before she does, Harold's gonna walk up to her and just nicely grab her hand awkwardly with both hands and just start shaking and be like, thank you so much. Thank you.
It's okay, all right? It's okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, you go get set up, all right?
Then he shuffles along.
And then you leave the room and you go get set up in your apartment, your office space. Serenity and Aethor have conversation alone. And that's where we're going to end, right there. So, wow, that went... I told her at the beginning of this, I was like, this is either going to be really quick or really long. And that was a hell of a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. So, yeah, wow, that was amazing. You did really well. I'm so proud of you. All right, so, yeah, we're going to end right there. The next time that we pick up, we're going to have everybody here. It'll be Harold, we'll have Vega, and we'll have Astrid with us. And we'll pick up and we'll continue the story of the Gatekeeper Chronicles. But if you like what you're listening to, please like and follow us on all of our different social media and streaming platforms: Spotify, YouTube, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Audible. And tell your friends about us. Make sure that you check out our main campaign with the Seeds of Magic. It's also on all of those different platforms as well. Check out Brian. Brian is an amazing DM, and he's been doing the Dungeon of the Mad Mage on his YouTube channel, which is low action role playing. So go check him out. And yeah, until we meet again for another round here at the Groggy Donkey, stay groggy, everyone.